Our next announcement is about Equip, and I'm going to give quite a detailed description of all the courses. We'll do this once, and then we'll put it on the hot links, so those who missed it can just go and look there. But we are very excited about Equip 25 that's starting on the 29th of July. Every third term, we close down the life groups, and we have this time of equipping. We've heard quite a few... had quite a lot of feedback. We always do questionnaires at the end to see, are we being relevant? And the feedback that we get is very, very positive for this. So starting on the 29th, you can see the bottom 4 courses are the long courses. They run for the whole duration of the 8 weeks. Whereas the top 2 courses, if you can then choose 2 courses and do 2 short ones. So I'm just going to explain. Firstly, when we come, it starts at 6 o'clock. We come and have some food and fellowship. So there is a time of connection. I know some people miss the life groups because of that fellowship. And there is food, yes, just some light snacks that we can just connect with one another. And then we have a corporate time of worship. And then after that, we go into the various different venues for the different courses. So the first of the long courses is a Wholeness Course. This is run by Mads Daisel. Some of you may know her. She's ministered here a couple of times. And she started Grace Counseling in Umhlanga. And this course is really to help you understand yourself, to understand why you think and feel and behave the way you do, and also to see that your story is actually a part of a much bigger story, God's story. It also helps you to see how so easily we start looking to the world for our love, purpose, and value when God wants us to look to Him. So it is a brilliant course that we want everyone to do. It is also the first course that we ask people to do if they are interested in counseling others. So if that's something you're interested in, this one's for you. The second one is Shifting Atmospheres. We all know that the fight that we fight is not against flesh and blood. We need to be reminded of that regularly. It's against the powers and principalities of the dark world. And this is a brilliant course to learn how to use the weapons of warfare that God has given us to enforce that victory that He has already won for us on our enemies, over our mind, our families, and even in our region. It's got very practical ways to release the power of God around us. So it's a very good course. It does have homework. There's daily homework, so don't do this course if you're really busy and you haven't got time during the week to do homework. Then the third one is 70 times 7. This is all about forgiveness. If we don't learn to forgive, we end up becoming a prisoner of our own wounds. We actually become a captive. And this course is really good. I think a lot of people who went on the course last year said it felt like, no, they don't have anything to forgive, and then they realized they did along the way. So it's an excellent course. If you do not feel free, it could largely be because there's some kind of unforgiveness in your heart. So I really encourage you to do that if there's anyone you're struggling with to forgive. Then the last long course is a new one. This is a trauma healing group. Carl and I and a few of the leaders have had the privilege of doing it with Colin and Rebecca over this last term, and it's really a brilliant course. I must say, my first thought when I hear the word trauma, I think of something like an accident or a death or something big, but trauma can often just be a change of life, your kids leaving home, or even just ongoing struggles can bring trauma into our lives. And so this course... And that trauma can cause a wound in our heart. And so this course has got brilliant tools and biblical principles to look at suffering, to understand what trauma is, and to explore our own trauma and find healing for the wounds in our heart. So it's a brilliant, brilliant course. Also excellent if you know of others that are struggling with trauma and you want to come alongside them. It's got excellent tools to help others as well. So that's the long courses. Then the short courses, the first 2 are 4 weeks long. The first one being life motivations and spiritual gifts. All of us were born with life motivations, and all of us who have given our hearts to the Lord have been given spiritual gifts. But they are different. And so often we compare and we look at someone else and we think, how come they can do that and I can't? And so this is such a beautiful course to discover what are my unique gifts and motivations and how can I best use them. So to celebrate what I have that God has given me and how do I operate fully in them. Then the next one is just walk across the room. This is a brilliant course for everyone should do this one as well. Well, all of them. But to share our faith with others in a way that's non-threatening. A lot of people will say, oh, well, evangelism is not for me because I can't stand on a box on the street corner and talk about God. But actually, God has called each and every one of us to share our faith with others. That Great Commission was a command. It wasn't a suggestion. And so this is a brilliant, again, gives you tools of how to just listen to other people's stories and how to share your own story in a way that can really impact them for the kingdom. So those are both 4 weeks. Then the next two courses are both 5 weeks. That will start in round 2 on the 26th of August. The first one is a blessed life. God created us to live a truly blessed life. We serve such a generous God, and He wants to teach us how to live generously in every area of our life, not just our giving, but He does talk about giving, and we learn the biblical principles of giving generously as God does, but also discover the obstacles, the things that we block us from being generous in our lives. So that's also a brilliant course. And then the last one is the essential habits. And this one is crucial for anyone who's new in the faith, but also for those who've perhaps done a long journey and have actually fallen away from these essential habits that we should be doing daily. And those are the Word, getting into the Word and applying the Word, not just reading it. Spending daily time with God, effective prayer, fellowship, connecting with others, and giving. So that one, each week deals with a different one, and there is a bit of homework with that one as well. But it's a brilliant foundational course for those who are wanting to set up those habits in their life. So that's a description of all of them. We will put this video up on Hotlink, so if there's others that you know that have missed it and want to know a little bit more, we're not going to do this every week. We thought we'd do it once. So well done, you got it live.